What is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to this new video. You know who I am, so I'm not introducing myself. And welcome. So, as a lot of you guys are playing the new Season 11 patch, a lot of things showed up to me that I just wanted to talk about, just to give you guys a better introduction into Season 11, what it's really about, which champions are strong, what you should not do, and what you should definitely do in order to win games. So basically what Riot did, for those who are a little late to the party, Riot redesigned and also updated almost every item. So there are only a few items that are truly the same compared to Season 10 right now. And Riot also changed their whole approach to how items are being used, which items complement each other, the uniqueness of items in terms of which teams you should pick them against or you should not pick them against. I think Riot published a really big statement about that, but in the end it's basically all about they want to change the game in a way that it feels new, and it definitely feels new, don't get me wrong, but it's like putting a new pair of pants onto your old self. So you're still yourself, of course, but you might look different and it might feel different, but obviously you're still yourself. Just the pants changed. So of course nothing was changed too dramatically about champions. There weren't any major reworks. The map didn't change. The dragon system didn't change. So yeah, it's basically all about itemization, which champions have which power spikes now, concerning which items they buy. And this is what the meta will be evolving around, because obviously there will be strong champions, of course, but the champions themselves will not be that strong compared to which items will be strongest on which champion. So this game I'm playing Fizz, which I think is a super hard enable champion through the new items, because previously Fizz didn't have a strong, how do I say this, a strong, perfect first item to buy with respect to what he should do in a team. Of course, Fizz is an AP assassin like Echo and Akali, so you want to have as much damage as you want to, but for example with Akali or also Katarina, you'd like to go the Hextech Gunblade just because it provides so much utility, with the Omni Vamp or the healing plus the damage plus the slow. Nice pickup here on the LeBlanc with the Wukong, let's go. And this time around, there is no such thing as the Hextech Gunblade, so you don't have this big item power spike for, let's say, Akali and Katarina. But what you do have in return is this thing called a Night Harvester. It's a new mythic item, so you only can buy one of these types of items. But what it basically does, and you see me buy it maybe in like 5 minutes or so, what it does is it's basically a burst amplifier. So whenever you hit someone with a damaging ability, it basically just amplifies the damage by a fixed amount, let's say 200 damage. And you will see that this is basically broken right now, concerning the unpatched version of patch 10.23 without any more updates or minor fixes. Simply because the burst you have early on after finishing your first item, I mean, it's quite expensive, it's 3.4k, so you do have to get either kills or farm well in order to get it fast. But the thing is, it's so easy to use because it just amplifies the damage you deal anyways. Plus, every champion has his unique cooldown with the item. which is 40 seconds. So imagine two champions run into mid lane after having base. Then one champion has Night Harvester, the other one doesn't. The champion with Night Harvester jumps into the other champion, chunks him down, because obviously it's like 230 damage when you finish the item initially, on top of your whole combo. Then the other one has to back, maybe because he's low, maybe because the jungler pressures you out of lane too. And then 40 seconds later, the passive is up again. And fun fact, it's stacking according to champions. So it's not that you're damaging one champion and the item goes off cooldown. It's more like you damage 3 champions, you deal the passive to all of these 3 champions, and after that, 40 seconds later, you can do the damage to every champion again. So imagine a long team fight where you engage with Fizz ultimate, you hit 3 people or 4 with a nice ultimate, then they all get the bonus damage, and then this is like dragon fight. And if you have enough ability haste, then Fizz's R will have roughly around 40 to 50 second cooldown late game. And the next time your ultimate is up, your Night Harvester is also up, so you can again deal damage with your ultimate plus Night Harvest to 3 different people. And this is literally broken, because the damage output, and you will see it in this game, is just horrendous. It's insane. And I think if you've watched YouTube maybe today or the day before, like yesterday, you will see Karthus having Night Harvester, dealing plus 1k damage with his ult level 1, because of course the damage is amplified through every champion. And this is just wow. So I'm telling you right now, they will either nerf the item via hotfix, maybe the next coming days, or they will just leave it, think it's okay to have it, and the meta will be evolving around, at least in mid lane, around AP mages that buy Night Harvester. Because this item also in skirmishes, also in dragon fights early on, is way too powerful. And that's basically what happened this game. So you see me starting Blasting Wand as first back. That was a pretty, let's say, I would challenge myself on that decision that I back with Blasting Wand. I probably should have backed with Doran's Ring plus Darkseal. Would have been easier and also better for the early game. And then there's this thing called Hextech Alternator. It's basically a Hextech Revolver, but you don't even have to auto-attack with it. It's the first item in my item slot right now. And what it does is, it's literally a small version of Night Harvester. So it also deals, it also just amplifies damage. You deal bonus damage when you damage an enemy with an ability. As I said, it's like Hextech Revolver, but it doesn't work with auto attacks, it works with abilities. So even if you get a lead early, let's say you do farm 500 gold, then you kill the enemy, then you farm another wave. The jungler helps you to get a cheese early or whatever. You can get this item, and for free you get like 80 damage plus on your whole combo. This is the damage of the Hextech Alternator you just saw on the blow. So this is 1E and it's like 25% of her health with one ability. And it even gets more ridiculous later with Night Harvester. But the thing is, these types of champions and also the playstyle around these champions, which means ganking early in order to be able to get the mythic item as fast as possible. Fizz is just broken this patch, I gotta say. Like, look at this. This is 100 to 0 without Ignite. Oh, disgusting. And there's the Hextech Alternator, so it even goes onto my my W passive, which is pretty nuts. Okay, so this is what I wanted to say. The times where the jungler just keeps full clearing will be over. Period. because it's way too strong, giving your mid lane assassin, which by the way you should pick, because also the AD assassin item are not as strong as Night Harvester yet, from what I've played and what I've experienced so far, but they are still super snowbally and pretty strong, according to what champions can do with them, excuse me. So, as you saw here, Wukong ganked a couple of times. I get the lead, now I get the Night Harvester, and I think in around 1 or 2 minutes, you will see what I mean by this is just utterly broken. Because you think of it like last season, it was this thing where with Fizz, you usually start Zhonya's Hourglass because it provides everything the champion needs, cooldown reduction, a little bit of damage, and a lot of dive potential with Zhonya's. And then you probably go for Lichbane, and with Lichbane and Zhonya's you are strong, but you don't one-shot everything. And then if you get Rabadon's Death Cap, this is where the big damage comes from, right? So you basically need 3 items to fully carry the game. And at this patch, and in this new season, you need exactly 1 item, and that's called Night Harvester. So you start Darn's Ring, Dark Seal, and your Corrupting Potion, which means you have enough mana to sustain, you have enough health in your potions to sustain, and then you get Night Harvester and the game is over. If you don't fall behind until then, it's just GG. And then there's like other good opportunities to itemize. Like for example, Lichbane is also pretty strong, because I guess I don't know if they actually buffed the ratio, but it feels way too strong in the game itself. Lichbane plus Night Harvester on Fizz, 2 items, the biggest power spike you can ever get, and you will see what I'm talking about later in that game. So here we see the power of Night Harvester. Boom. 1 Q plus your W plus Night Harvester deals 600 damage, point and click with Fizz. Let's go. This is what we needed in the game. Perfect. Totally fair. Nothing to worry about. No balance issues whatsoever. And I'm gonna predict that they will definitely nerf Night Harvester. They will nerf it where either it's a cooldown for every champion, so you can only proc it on like 1 champion at a time, or they will simply just nerf the bonus damage it gives. Because it also gives health, so it's so good for assassins if you really want to assassinate someone and get your whole combo in before the other like ADC or so kills you. It just gives so much nice stuff. Plus, the passive is giving you ability haste for every additional item you buy. So as an AP assassin, of course, what you want to have is you want to have your cooldowns, which is all of the damage you have, as short as possible. Especially with something like Fizz or Echo. Imagine Fizz being able to E every, I don't know, 5 seconds, because usually with 40% CDR the E cooldown would be 6 seconds. But with the new haste, I think you can also get down to like 5.5. Imagine a Fizz E's with 800 damage every 5.5 seconds in a late game team fight, plus it's amplified through Dark Harvester. Night Harvester, sorry. So 1 E on 4 people, if you flash E into them, will deal, added up, around 4000 damage. Just like that. I mean, of course, without magic resist stuff. But still, like, the damage is there, and this is what assassins will be like with this item. So I'm just picking up kills here left and right, abusing the fact that I do have Night Harvester. And this, I'm gonna predict it as bold as I can be. This will be like the Ardent Sensor meta, just with Night Harvester. People will play AP champions, they will go Night Harvester, and the game will be over before 20 minutes because everyone gets one shot left and right. This is just what it will be, period. I'm gonna say it here so that you heard it first. And I will be playing Echo, Fizz, probably a little bit of Vladimir with Night Harvester too, also looks pretty good. Imagine a Vladimir with Empowered Q plus Night Harvester dealing 700 damage after, what, 11, 12 minutes into the game on an ADC. Let's go. This is what we needed, Kappa. Perfect. Okay, so how did your Season 11 go so far? I mean, the items are out since yesterday. So, of course, there is a lot of trial and error period right now. Oh yeah, by the way, this is a ranked game, because I refuse to play normal games, because it just dilutes the experience, because people obviously don't try as much as they do in ranked games. So this is ranked. This is roughly around Platinum 1 to Diamond 4 on my Smurf account. And I mean, you could say, yeah, but this is a Smurf. What do you mean? It's not about the Smurf, it's about how much damage potential has the item. And I think if I remember correctly, this is the scene where you will see what I mean by this is just broken. This is not fair. And this should also not be in the game as it is. But then also the question is, what do other items give, for example, AD Assassins in return? Because as I said, Night Harvester, it has a champion-specific cooldown. So if you already proc every like if you hit 5 champions with your abilities in a team fight, you are guaranteed like 1.2k damage in a team fight, which is still good. Compared to 0 if you don't hit anything. But it's just that it amplifies for every champion. It's so disgusting. Okay, now watch this. 5 and 1 Fizz with 1 item and boots. And I mean, of course, Aetherwisp, but... And 6 and 1 Kai'Sa. So you picked ADC, huh? Good decision. This is just insane. Dude, I'm so looking forward to just spam Fizz and Echo and just climb with it, because this is what it is. But, and this is a little bummer concerning AP Assassins, Rabadon's got increased in gold value, so it's now the most expensive item in the game. Which is, I mean... This is what I was talking about concerning the balancing of these items. Since every item basically got reworked, we don't know yet what is gold efficient and what is not. Because of course it feels like the items previously gave so much more for their gold value. At least that's how it feels like right now. Because every item, except for maybe Trinity Force and Blade of the Ruined King or so, they have less stats and less passives, basically. Yeah, and the power spikes were better defined, I feel like. So for example, you knew that if you have Black Cleaver and Death Stance on Aatrox or Urgot, you are super tanky and you are super strong. But now there is no Death Stance in that form. Death Stance right now only works on physical damage. So the question is, do you still have the power spike if you play against an AD laner but against an AP jungler? Because the AP jungler will just kill you in like no time. Because if the jungler goes Night Harvester, he will probably just one-shot you, no Death Stance needed whatsoever. Because it just works on physical damage. So it seems like the items are more case-by-case sensitive than they are applicable to a lot of scenarios, if that makes sense. So the items themselves are unique, and you need to buy the correct item in every situation to be 100% useful. That's the thing. Boom. Got him. I think at this point I have Lichbane plus Night Harvester. Lichbane would have dealt something like 350 and Night Harvester like 270. So it's over 600 damage just with one auto attack after I use an ability. Which is pretty nuts. I mean, Ash's health bar is at like 1.3, 1.4k. So with one auto attack, she's almost down to 50% HP. I mean, of course, before resistances, but at this point, no ADC should have any, like, magic resistance stats whatsoever. And I mean, at this point, it's just lay back, relax, get 25 Magi stacks, get your Rabadons, and then just one-shot people left and right. I mean, look at this. Auto attack, WQ, dead. And she even has a low magic mantle, so it's not that she's completely squishy. But that's just what it is. I mean, the damage in these items, pah. Boom. Auto attack, WQ, and she's dead. And do we get another one? No, I think we just take the blue buff here. Dude, I'm so hyped for the new season already. But imagine, like Riot has to do something about it, because obviously there is like tournaments, or they should be tournaments in the preseason, right? Where professional teams, like every professional team right now, will basically just talk every day about which items are strong on which champions, and then how the meta evolves around the new items. Maybe we don't even see an AD carry in bot lane. Maybe we see 2 AP carries rushing Hextech Alternator and just one-shotting the enemies up from level, I don't know, 4 or 5. I mean, maybe not 4 or 5, but maybe 6 or 7. I mean, imagine you would have... What's there with, like, point-and-click CC? Imagine you would have one Pantheon and one Talia, and the Talia just goes Night Harvester. Imagine that, like... This is so free. I don't know how it can get freer than this, but... Okay, so at this point I have 25 Magi stacks. Yeah, look at this, like... Q auto attack, over 50% of a Fiora's health. We're not talking about squishy ADCs here. We're talking about double Ruby Crystal, 2 item, not that behind Fiora. 1 level behind. Just, and I don't even have Rabadons yet. Like, this is what I'm saying. The previous patch in 10.22, sorry. You really needed the Rabadon's death cap to do that much damage. Because otherwise, like, the damage was just too low. And it was just harder to execute people. And at this point in time, bro, I think I'm finishing the game 17-1. Yeah, probably. So there are 6 more kills coming. I think I just stated what I wanted to say. It's just nuts. And you will see a lot of montages just about what Night Harvester can do in the next couple of days. Pretty sure, like 100% sure. I mean, you can also take this game as how to carry yourself into Diamond. Because of course this is a ranked game. And I don't know if people actually play like challenger games right now. I think they shouldn't. I think it's first time to evolve in the meta. I mean, I'm not playing on my main either. Because of course you don't want to lose stupid games and ruin your MMR in preseason. But since this is Platinum / Diamond 4, it's super fun to try out new stuff. And I mean, you can see in this game, I mean, now I got Rabadons, I got 694 AP, and now I look at this. You hit the fish, she uses W, boom, still gets completely destroyed. I mean, she misused W, of course, but but still. I mean, at this point, Lichbane was like 600 damage, 580, I guess. And the Night Harvester was 350. So Night Harvester isn't even scaling that well with AP. Boom. It's not even scaling that well, but what it is it's super good initially. So the first time you buy it, it's super, super strong. And this is what you want as Assassin, right? You don't want to have like late game scaling where you need 4 items to be useful. You want that one item, and with that one item you just want to destroy people and get snowballing, get strong, and then just don't give the game out of your hands again. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I guess we're just running into the enemy base right now and trying to finish it. I think I'm not even backing anymore because I get the blue buff here. But let's just enjoy some more sweet one-shots with 2 abilities. Missed the fish. Doesn't matter. Still got the Lichbane plus the Night Harvester. Boom, bam, auto attack, skillful, boom, bam. And I mean, this is the thing, right? You kill one enemy, yeah, but Night Harvester works on every enemy. So you still got your full burst potential for the next enemy. It's not that, like previously, you would use like Proto Belts to finish them off. But at this game, nope, you just need Night Harvester. So that was it from me. I hope you really enjoyed the game. I hope you will try out Night Harvester more often. And play Fizz and Echo to the maximum extent. And enjoy Preseason 11. Peace and see ya!